I've been tattooing for 16 years, but this one, I didn't know about it recently. The owner of my shop in Austin kept doing this piece, Samurai crab, client after client. So I asked him, why do you keep doing this? He said, clients keep requesting it. Thing is, in Asia, nobody really gets this. It's not popular design at all. So why are Western people so into this? I got curious and dug into it. Honestly, now I don't know myself. This is called Heikegani, and there's actually a secret in the name. Let me tell you why you should get this tattoo and what Heikegani actually means. Konnichiwa, Yoshi desu. Why should get this tattoo? Okay, just look at this crab. Look at the shell. What do you see? Kinda looks like a face, right? Like an angry samurai. This is a real crab, the Heikegani, a small crab that lives along the Japanese coast. So why does it look like this? There is actually a famous theory about this. Carl Sagan, Cosmos. 600 million people watched that show. He said fishermen had been drawing back crabs that looked like a samurai face for hundreds of years, eating the ones that didn't. So over time, natural selection made the face more pronounced. Come on, this crab is half inches. Actually just share 1.5 centimeter. Like this, like my thumbnail. There's no meat. I eat crawfish boils first time in US, and even those feel too small sometimes. You think anyone eating these things? So what's the real reason? You ever seen face in the clouds, in wood again? War stains? The human brain is weird to find faces everywhere. The structure of this crab's shell just happened to trigger exactly that. But why basically a samurai face? Let's go back 800 years ago. 1185, Japan. A strait called Danno-ura. The Taira clan versus the Minamoto clan. The final battle of a war that split Japan in two. The Taira clan lost. It was completely over. Their general, Tomomori, what do you think he did when defeat was confirmed? He cleaned the ship on a losing battlefield. Everything is over. Why is he cleaning? Westerners might not get this, but he was maintaining his dignity until the very last moment. Then he looked around one last time and left just one line. I have seen everything worth seeing. Then he tied a giant anchor to his body and jumped into the sea. Wouldn't float to the surface. Every general in the clan, even the 7 years old emperor, all went into the sea together. And crabs from the same state started getting caught. Fishermen looked at those angry faces on the shore and thought, those are the warriors. But here's what matters. The Minamoto clan won. So why does Japan remember the losers more? For samurai, how you die matters more than how you lived. Seppuku is the same. An honorable death. That Bushido. That's exactly what Tomomori did. He lost, but he's cleaned the ship. Say no regret. Tied the anchor and jumped. That way of dying, that's beautiful. In America, Rocky has to win for it to be moving. But in my opinion, Japanese people find it more beautiful when Rocky fights to the end and still loses. That's why Irajimi has so many tragic themes. Defeated warrior, death scenes. It all comes from this. Want to hear something even cooler? Heikegani. You were curious about the name, right? Literally translate Heike clan's crab. And that Heike clan, that's the defeated Taira clan. So it literally means the crab with the face of the Taira clan's carved into it. So how does this connect to tattoo design?
Like, subscribe.
The more I dug into this, the more I saw a uniquely Japan pattern. Japan loved projecting human emotion onto nature, onto the body. You know Hamabaki, the fighting anime? When Yujiro Hanma's back muscles flex, a demon face appears. They are projecting a face onto muscle. Jinmengyo. A fish with a human face. A fish with a human face. It keeps showing up in Japanese folklore. In my opinion, whether it's an animal or a body, finding a human face and attached human emotion to it is deeply embedded in Japan culture. And that connected all the way to this crab. That's actually what Sagan's artificial selection theory was pointing at, even if he got the mechanism wrong. And one more thing, crustaceans hold a special place in Japanese art. Crabs, lobster, shrimps, they keep showing up in ukiyo-e. Why? In my opinion, that hard shell is a kabuto. It's armor. There's a samurai living in the sea. There's a two reasons the Heikegani is special. The shell has warrior's face on it, and the shell itself is armor. A samurai jumped into the sea wearing armor. That's captured in one single crab. So how did this become a tattoo? You're curious, right? In the Edo period, an artist named Kuniyoshi painted the Battle of Dan-no-ura as a blood print. The Taira ghosts transforming into crabs. Those paintings directly inspired tattoo artists. But here's what's interesting. Originally, the warrior's face version was the standard, straight from history, an angry warrior's face. But over hundreds of years, tattoo artists reinterpreted it, especially Westerners, and the Oni version emerged, dying and becoming a demon, a rage that goes beyond the human, and other version too. It all started from one craft, but kept evolving thus the hands of artists. That's beautiful. So then why does the West love this so much while Asia doesn't really care? There's something that artists always say when we talk among ourselves. Western people are so weird. Namakubi, severed head tattoo, pretty popular in the West, not so much in Asia. Designing the human face just hit differently in the East. The same with the Heikegani. But why? In Japan, Bushido is dead now. You know what's trending for Japanese guys right now? Hobby man, soushoku. No macho culture. Bushido, just old stuff in a textbook. America or Westerners are different. You know the no-gay things. Can't eating banana like this is like a break and eating. Can't cross your leg. That's not just a meme. The culture of men having proved their masculinity is still alive, especially in Texas. Going out, the shooting guns, macho culture is real in here. So samurai Bushido, dead in Japan, alive in America and the West. You want what you want culture doesn't have. Add the romanticization of Japan on the top of that. And Heikegani sits right at that intersection. A samurai face, 800 years of tragedy, an honorable death, a warrior who tied an anchor and jumped, traditional Japanese art. A dragon is strong, a koi means perseverance. But this is different. This is the actual spirit of samurai, still wandering the bottom of the sea for 800 years. Biology, history, Bushido, Japanese art, culture difference, all of it in one crab. I went down this rabbit hole and now I want one myself. the shell push the spirit. Honestly, the design itself is just sick.
Like, subscribe.
お疲れ様でした。